How's it going, everybody? Doing a gum chewing what I've been playing video here today. This is a purely Switch games. As you all know, we got the Switch about, has it been a week? No, it's been 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks. So it's been the system of focus for these past 2 weeks, but I'll go through the 4 games we've been playing, 2 of which I've just been playing, but the first one we've both been playing. It's Yoshis Crafted World. Cool game. We put this down for Mario Odyssey for a bit, and then we went back to playing it again. It's cool. It's fun. We play 2-player, obviously. The look is great. It's all like crafting, almost like origami kind of, but has a unique art style like Woolly World did and stuff. And some of the newer Kirby games as well. Pretty unique levels. You gotta collect flowers just like the other one, Woolly World at least. There's red coins, flowers, because you gotta give the flowers to these guys. So I get to the next area. I forget what area we're on right now. Well, you have to collect Kamek and Bowser Jr. have stolen all the Yoshi gems or whatever, so you gotta get them back. You can choose from like 8 different colored Yoshis, but we got 1 gem back so far. It's a pretty cool boss fight. But Poochie's back. Poochie was in Woolly World, and I think he got his own game on the DS, 3DS. He pops up at some things because he can knock over barriers and whatever. And then you could do the flip side where you gotta like find Poochies in the levels, like it's the same level but reversed. You could throw your eggs at stuff in the background to find secrets and stuff like that. Because when you eat dudes, they turn to eggs. You got your Shy Guys in here. You got, I'm not sure if any... The funny thing is, it's mainly been Shy Guys. There's been some other different kind of enemies I've not seen before. There's like this ghost. We were in this like haunted house level type thing, which was kind of cool. And there were like zombie Shy Guys that kept coming out of the ground. There's like really big Shy Guys that are like way overweight, that if you eat them, it's 5 eggs. But there was a ghost that would like instantly kill you. Why am I forgetting the other enemies? Oh, there was like these like, kind of mole enemies as well. But you couldn't eat them, you had to jump on their head. Sometimes you have to like find pieces to something, so you gotta quickly grab some stuff like for a train or a boat. A boat one was cool because you're shooting cannons. That stuff. Oh, there's these enemies too. I guess they're like squirrels. These pink ones. Poochie usually hits those. You can stomp on their heads too. I don't think you can eat those as well. It's adorable and everything like that, the look and stuff, but it's fun to play. I will say with 2-player, it can be a little annoying because if you're jumping near the other player, you'll just hop on their back. And it can be annoying after a while if you're trying to do stuff. But, like I said, you throw eggs at stuff. And there's little timed parts in levels, too, where you hit a cloud with a timer on it. You gotta do something really quick. You can buy costumes, too, where they actually take a hit. Maybe even a few hits in the world, but there's costumes they like kind of wear. They have to hold them up. But it's a really cool game, though. I'd recommend it for somebody who's into kind of lighthearted. Oh, here's the mouse guys too. Mousers, is that what they were called? Pretty sure a lot of the Super Mario Brothers 2, the US version, enemies are in this. They have magnets you gotta use to do certain things as well. But it's a really cool game, though. I'll go through the other one we played together, and that's Mario Odyssey, which I've talked about. We've actually beaten like the main game of this, and now we gotta collect like 1,000,000 more moons. I think we have like close to 500 moons. I think there might be 1,000 or something. The game's awesome though. There's a ton to do in this game. The worlds are really cool. The point is, Bowser's marrying Peach. These guys are brutals. These are like the bosses you'll fight other than Bowser. They're the wedding planners, but in the beginning, like, Bowser's kidnapping Peach or whatever, the usual that he does, and Mario gets his ass kicked, and his hat gets all screwed up, and then you get chucked to, like, the hat world, and you find, I think his name's Cappy, but he becomes, like, your new hat, and he possesses enemies and stuff, so you could be a Chain Chomp, a Goomba, a Koopa, Bullet Bills, and some other really, I won't spoil it, but other cool, you can possess some other really cool stuff too. You actually possess a T-Rex too, that's not spoiling anything, but that's like the first level, and then later on you'll do it again. You possess pretty much everything, these tank guys that you shoot tank, rockets, the wigglers, they stretch out, and they all do different unique things, it's cool. This guy who flies around, he looks like kind of like a dinosaur. I don't know what his name is. He said his name, but he's like on every level, just hanging out. Yeah, once again, you can buy outfits. Getting some of the moons is challenging. The levels look really great. There's like different kingdoms. I think there's maybe 10 or 11. You can take branching paths to go to one kingdom first, but you always end up going back to the one you didn't go to anyway, so you don't miss out on anything. And you could attack with the hat as well, because some enemies can't be possessed. There's like this one enemy who will grab the hat and throw it back at you, or he'll eat it and then spit it back at you, I think. Sorry. There's a lot of throwbacks in this as well, to Mario 64, actually. This is a spoiler for anyone who hasn't played it right now. Not really, but you end up going to the Mushroom Kingdom. It's an after-game thing. But you can jump into the paintings like Mario 64 and do the boss fights over again, except they're harder to get more moons. And it has the same music and everything. You go in, it's like, dun, 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 dun. You know, it does the same. And there's a Mario 64 outfit you can wear on that level too, which I got, which is really cool. And there's just a ton of stuff to do. It really is like no end to the stuff you can do in this game. A lot of hidden stars and moons, I should say. It's not really stars. They're usually stars. And you do the cool, you can see it here, the 2D parts where you go into a pipe and it's 2D Mario and the music turns to 8-bit music when you do it. Those are fun. They have a nice amount of those as well. The kingdoms are all varied that you go to. The boss fights are pretty good as well. There's one, I think it's on the Sand Kingdom. You gotta possess this dude, and he has these huge fists. You gotta possess his fist and punch him in the face. It's really good. I'll eventually do a review and a gameplay on this as well, but just a phenomenal game overall. I really, really enjoyed it. There's your ship, because you gotta repair your airship. That's what you're getting the moons. This is Cappy. I think his name's Cappy, I'm probably wrong. Airships. You gotta get moons to power it up. And every time you catch up with the Bowser in the beginning, he like kicks your ass, and you gotta power it up a little more. You fight a dragon too in this at one point. So there's a lot to do in this game. There's a lot going on, but I mean, if you haven't played it and you have a Switch, absolutely check it out. It's well worth it, as most Mario games are. And here are the two games I've been playing. The first one is Octopath Traveler. I did the gameplay of this on Thursday, I believe. Really cool game. These are the characters you can use. 8 characters you can choose, and you choose one of them in the beginning. I think I'm her. I think that's her back here in the back. Hanit, I think her name is. I've met up with the thief too. Oh, that's him. I think his name's Theron. It tells you on the back what they do. Like, they each do something. There's a guide. They're special moves, I should say. The one I'm using, the Huntress, she provokes people. Steal for the robber, scrutinize, allure, challenge, purchase, inquire, guide. And you could take on different jobs as well, so you can do other special abilities or whatever. Similar to some other Square Enix games where you can, like, job systems and stuff, but, you know, you level up. The art style in this game's great. The characters all look 2D and stuff, and the world has, like, a really cool look. It just looks like really, almost like pop-up art, like you'd open a thing and things pop up. It has a similar look to that, at least I think. The fighting is like 2D fighting, and you gotta do certain stuff. Now with the person I'm using, she can capture beasts, and then you can call them out. And they do special powers for you. You can only use them a certain amount of time, and they go back out into the wild, but it's cool. I've met up with the thief, so I have 2 people now, and I fought this guy. Heathcote, I believe his name was. Not Heathcliff. It was cool though. It's such a throwback, but it still feels fresh, and it's really cool if you grew up playing these kind of RPGs. It's really quite the trip. Pretty varied enemies so far too. Cool looks to them. Done a few boss fights, and those were fun. It just has a really cool look. I assume you get everyone in your party at one point. You could probably customize maybe 3 or 4 people. I don't know. Like, who do you want in your party? Similar to like Final Fantasy and everything else. You know, there's shops you go and you can buy items and stuff. You get, you know, potions and weapons and stuff. It's friggin' awesome. It really is. I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually probably play more of this today. But yeah, definitely check this out if you're into RPGs. I got it for $45. I think it's actually back up to $50 at Best Buy and everywhere else. But $45 I feel is cheap for some of these, you know, higher level titles, I guess I should say. The last game I played a little bit of, but I need to play more of it. That is NG. I mentioned this in my pickup video. It's actually the second in the series of... Deathmark was the first, which I have on the Vita. I always knew Deathmark had like the kind of alternate title or whatever, Spirit Hunter, but I didn't realize this is Spirit Hunter Volume 2. And this is like, I don't know if it's connected or whatever, but it's part of the series. And they're making a third, which I hope comes out here. But it's cool. It's got a pretty creepy atmosphere so far. You're this kid. As your parents have died and you live on your own, but you're very close with your aunt and her daughter. So I've hung out with her a few times, and you gotta, as you can see here, like, they'll ask you questions and you can give them like a certain face depending on you know, how you want your answer to be. Like, you want to do what they ask or you kind of don't. I don't know if that plays a part in anything, but it's paranormal, like horror game, simple as Deathmark. So I assume you're gonna have to fight. You know, it's very just slow moving. You walk around the environment, you kind of push forward and stuff, and you're examining stuff, but it's not like super involved, but like kind of like Deathmark, but involved enough. You're not just reading text constantly. But I need to play more of it. I will do a gameplay of this. I was gonna do it of this, but I ended up just doing it of Octopath Traveler because I'm like, you know what, Octopath Traveler is gonna be more exciting, I guess. But I will do this one too, and I want to play this a little more as well. But it's cool. I like these kind of games, man. I really do. Like, and you don't get this. Like, the PS4 has this as well. But and the Switch actually got Deathmark. But Sony and Nintendo, apparently Nintendo now gets this stuff, but Microsoft doesn't, unfortunately. And there's this guy, he's your buddy here. He's part of the Yakuza, or he's the son of someone in the Yakuza. I'm sure there'll be powers involved and stuff too going on, but This looks like one of the spiritual enemies. Deathmark had that, like there was curses and stuff, and you fought like these kind of grotesque creature type things, supernatural entities and stuff. But I need to get in this one more. I've not unsealed Ni no Kuni yet. And, you know, we played Super Lucky's Tale as well a little bit, which is a fun platformer as well. But it's been all Switch right now. I'm already looking at some other games as well, which I shouldn't be, but it's been fun, like I said a million times already. It's a great system. I need to get back to the Xbox One as well. I have a couple more gameplays I need to do on the Vita, and then I need to do some more on the Xbox. Also, my next one will probably be Dead Rising. And the person who got it for me mentioned a review as well, which I could actually do whenever, so I'll do the gameplay, and I'll probably do a review of that shortly after. Because I already played Dead Rising, I just wanted it again because it's so nostalgic, and it's one of my favorite games. I have the 360 version, but it doesn't work on the Xbox One, so... and I've played, you know, I've gotten into it already, so... Get in there, and that's an easy gameplay to do, but... Yep. Actually didn't put a video up yesterday. I wanted to do this one that I'm doing this morning last night, but I was just too tired. But, you know, I think I still have gotten, like, today the 17th, so it's been my 15th video in 17 days. I think the pace is just fine. Like I've said in the past, so I'm afraid sometimes, too. You know, if I go a day, maybe I end up going 2 days without making a video, and I don't want to do that, because sometimes then I'll go 4, and I'll lose the run I'm on. But yeah, plenty more videos to come this week. And thanks for checking this out. And have a good day.